Membro del gruppo degli Chic, produttore e musicista americano, di Nile Rodgers non si può dire nulla che non si sia già sentito milioni di volte. È un artista che dagli anni 70 fa ballare generazioni di giovani e non solo, che ha collaborato con star del calibro di Madonna, David Bowie ed Eric Clapton. Noi l'abbiamo incontrato durante l'edizione 2012 dell'International Music Summit ad Ibiza. Cosa ne pensa di questo evento?
It's amazing. This is the single best summit that I've ever attended, and I've attended a hell of a lot of them. I feel that the excitement of dance music now is exactly the same. When I say exactly, I mean I feel exactly the way I felt the first day I walked into a club and heard them playing my record for the first time. There were people who never knew me. There were people who didn't know anything. All they knew was my song. It had been out for 3 weeks, and it was only a demo. It wasn't even a professional label, and it was a demo that I cut for $10, and it was just pumping in this club. And when it came on, the crowd screamed, "Ah!" And I was like looking at them going, "What?" And it's just going boom, 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 boom. And they go, "Everybody dance." And then the whole crowd, strangers, go, "Do-do-do-do, clap your hands, clap your hands." I was like, oh my God.
Everybody dance. Do-do-do, clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do, clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do.
I had never seen anything that strong, and I saw the unifying power of music that could bring people together, because they all just, all over the club, they got together and they all went, "Do-do-do-do, clap your hands." And I was like, wow, this is my song. I wrote this 3 weeks ago, and now already there are people who are following this, and they have to come to this one club because you can't buy it. So they come to this club to hear this do-do-do-do record.
Music never lets you down. Puts a smile on your face anytime, any place. Dancing helps relieve the pain, soothes your mind, makes you happy again. Listen to those dancing feet, close your eyes.
When I see the crowd here and I see them responding, I was at the DJ booth looking out at the crowd, and it was the same kind of energy. It was just like, and I knew that when I was there, it was Paul Oakenfold was DJing, and I've known Paul for a very long time, known him from way back in the days in London. And I looked at the crowd, and he sees this all the time, but for me, I don't really play live for a living. I live on royalties, so I only see this happening when I go to my shows, but my shows are a mixture of older people. And when I looked out at that crowd, and I went, wow, you know what? This is cool again. And then they slipped in one of my records, and the crowd started going nuts. And I was like, listen to this. They could slip in a classic record underneath a hardcore techno record. I mean, and it could be hardcore. Freak out. It was like, it was unbelievable.
Everybody dance. Do-do-do, clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do, clap your hands.
Secondo il tuo punto di vista, l'avvento di internet ha aiutato lo sviluppo della musica?
I think the internet could have made the music business 10 times bigger than it was, and it was already big. I think that the music business made a huge mistake in not embracing Napster. When I first heard Napster, I was at a party, and I walked into the room, and all the kids, for the first time, the kids didn't want to be in the room with the adults. And I was like, wow, that's weird, how come? So I walk into the room with the kids, and the kids are all downloading songs on Napster. And I said, what is that? And they said, oh, this is Napster, this is really cool. And I think the first thing that they played for me was maybe it was Britney Spears or something, and then they downloaded Britney's entire record, and I went, wow, this is a good record, and they were like, yeah. And if you look at Britney Spears' record sales, it was huge because all these kids knew that the record was good, and they went out and bought it. Same thing with NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. They heard these records, they knew they were great, and they went out and bought them. Now, some people didn't buy them, but that's the music business. Some people never buy records. But the one thing about the music business, which is a fact, you can never trick a person into buying music. People buy music after they like it. So in the film business, you can trick somebody into going to see a movie. They go pay their money, they go see the movie and go, oh, that movie stinks. But when a person buys a record, they already like it. So whoever spends money on the record already likes the record, right? So it's the only part of entertainment that the buyer already knows what they're gonna have before they buy it.
Le canzoni degli anni 70 sono ancora attualissime. Credi che le canzoni di oggi tra 20 o 30 anni saranno ricordate?
I am not Nostradamus. I don't know. I didn't know my songs would still be hits. I don't know. I think that musicians, forget musicians, me. When I write for the project. I'm doing it one project at a time. I'm not trying to say, I'm writing the most important music and people forever will love this song. And no, when I wrote We Are Family, I wrote We Are Family for Sister Sledge, for 4 girls, blah, blah, blah. I never met before. I wanted a record to break them, to make them cool. Came up with this concept, wrote We Are Family. Now, I don't know, 30-something years later, I go out, I hear We Are Family, people are partying, they get married, they play We Are Family, they have a bar mitzvah, they play We Are Family. The sports team wins the championship, they go, We Are Family, I didn't write it for that, so I'm always shocked when I see it. I don't have the kind of ego that believes that I write work that's gonna exist forever. I just do the best job I can, and I hope that it works for the project. The length of the project I cannot control. I've never owned the businesses that put my records out, so I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what their long-range plans are. So, we like to talk about music in this romantic kind of way, but it's a business. It's run by people who own our stuff, and they market it whatever way they want, and that's what it is. We as the artists and the composers have to love what we do because we love it. If we get lucky and we get a hit, fantastic. If that hit becomes a classic, then it's unbelievable.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
A quali progetti stai lavorando in questo periodo?
Right now I'm writing 2 Broadway musicals, both very difficult. One of them I've been working on for maybe 6 years, but that's okay because it's now getting ready to move into high gear after 6 years. The other one is brand new, I'm just starting. But the one that I'm just starting, now that I've written a book, I understand how to write. So the one that I'm just starting is the one everybody's all excited about. I'm going, but I've only had scene 1, act 1. But they go, that's unbelievable. The rest of it's going to be great. I said, no, let me finish this thing. But it's exciting. I'm having a good time. I love composing for large mediums. I've done a few film scores, the biggest of which is Coming to America by Eddie Murphy. And when I did that film score, it was a full symphonic orchestra score. And that's what I went to school for. So I liked the opportunity, but it didn't pay as much money as making pop records. So I didn't do many film scores because even, back in my day, I do one film score, and even if you get paid $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, I could do an album that only sold 600,000 or 700,000 albums, just over a gold record. I'm gonna make a lot of money with my royalty, and I write the song. I mean, that's.
We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you, God. Tell everybody and say, we are family. I got all my sisters with me.
Hai un suggerimento o un consiglio da dare ai nuovi produttori musicisti per la loro carriera?
Yeah, I would say the most important lesson I ever learned was discipline. Discipline. My music teacher used to always say, Nile, all you need to do is have discipline. Discipline. Have discipline. And I said, well, what do you mean I have discipline? He says, well, define discipline to me. And I said, well, discipline is the rigor of so-and-so and so-and-so getting up and doing the same thing every day, having a methodology, having this and that. He said, no. He says, you're a musician. Here's the only definition of discipline you need to understand. Discipline is the ability to delay gratification. And I went, wow, what do you mean by that? He said, because all of the things that you want to become, you can't become those things overnight. You can only become them after years of practice. And then one day, you're going to walk into a situation and you're going to play something and they're going to go, listen to this guy, he's unbelievable. Or you're going to go out and you're going to put out a record and the person's going to go, listen to that record, it's unbelievable. But that's not going to happen tomorrow. That's going to happen down the road. But as long as you're happy every day and you're disciplined to know that that day is going to come, then you're going to be in the music business your whole life because you're going to be happy. And if you don't make it this year, you'll be in it to make it next year. And if not next year, then the next year, the next year, the next year. But be able to delay that gratification until it happens, because one day it will happen. But just don't try and make it happen before it's going to happen. Just do what you do. Hey, this is Nile Rodgers from the group Chic, and I want everybody dance. Do-do-do-do, clap your hands, clap your hands.